Okay, so I have Faith here from Faith Affleck from Stars Piggly Wiggly Sanctuary in Summerland, BC. Faith is the founder, and they are a farmed animal rescue that rehabilitates and fosters animals that are waiting for adoption. They also provide a permanent home for some of the animals that can't be adopted. They're a registered charity and have been in operation since 2013 and currently have 47 animals in their care. So the reason I wanted to interview Faith today is because I, first of all, want people to know that this sanctuary exists and what they do for the animals. And I've also chosen to donate 20% of my sales until the end of the year to Stars Piggly Wigglies. So I'll ask Faith a few questions about the sanctuary and the animals, just so you can find out some information about them. So Faith, welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Faith and I met at Veg Fest, I believe, for the first time in Nelson, right? That was the first
Yes.
time we met.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us what the story is behind Stars Piggly Wigglies.
Well, in 2012, I had 20 acres that I was renting from the city, and we had a barn and everything. So I've always wanted a hobby farm. So when I was growing up as a child, I lived on a hobby farm with my mom because my dad was a truck driver. So he'd come back and forth. And so I decided that I was going to figure out what animal I wanted to get first. So I went in September of 2012, I went to the Armstrong Fair just to see what all kind of animals that they had and which one spoke to me. And I went into all the different ones and I went into the pig one at the end, and that was it. I fell in love with the pigs. So sadly, I paid for my first pig, which I didn't know was a bad thing because I didn't do all my due diligence and figured it all out. But um, but sadly, I had her for about 4.5 months and then she passed away. And then I was done. I didn't want any more. It was due to bad breeding, is what it was. But I'll get into that later.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
and then February of 2013, the people that we got her from said they're having more. So I ended up going to get the little boy, but he was 2 weeks old when I went to meet him. And he is now 12 and a half. His name is Pumbaa. But I brought him home when he was 2 weeks old, only because they were free feeding him moldy food and just they weren't doing what they were supposed to do with him. But he was my second piggy. So,
Okay, so Pumbaa's still around. That's good.
oh, yes.
Okay, so how did you start with the sanctuary part then of the rescue?
So I had Pumbaa, and then 3 months later, the guy that I was with at the time said that he needs a buddy. So I found my first rescue in Kamloops. So that's same area that I got Pumbaa from, but different people. He was 7 months old and already weighed probably, I'm going to say probably close to 300 pounds. So he was quite a handful to deal with at the beginning of it all, but he was my first rescue. And then 2 years later, we bought our house. And so we were getting the process of moving. And somebody, well, more than one person, tagged me in a post for a little girl named Penny at the SPCA in Kamloops. So she was 4 months old. She's now 10. So we went and picked her up. And then we moved up to Joe Rich in 2015. And it just started from there. A year later, I went and got Wilbur from Surrey. And then 2017, I became a nonprofit. And 2023, I became a registered charity.
Wow. Okay. So at about pig number four was your when you knew that like, okay, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, because that's quite a while you've been doing it.
Yeah.
I may already know I may already know the answer to this, but can you tell us about the one animal that changed you? Like one
I'm gonna say it was probably Alfie. Um, I got him in 2020, the end of March in 2020. He was probably a good 150 pounds overweight for his age. He had a very severely open wound on his hoof. So on top of him not being able to walk very much or get up, his hoof was hurt. His human dad died, so the rest of the family couldn't take care of him. I literally had to baby his foot for 6 weeks. He wouldn't eat pig food, so I had to give him people food, but I had to give him nutritional stuff because the medication he was on for his foot. So 4 times a day, I would go in, clean his foot, wrap it, put a bandage around it. I had to put a long sock on it. Plus, I had to tape it all the way up his shoulder because he was so big, he would just touch his belly and it would come off.
Mm.
I'd have to go in there 5 or 6 times a day just to help him up so he could go to the bathroom. Um, and then he wouldn't eat a lot of stuff, but the stuff that I did give him, he did eat. And then it took him 6 weeks to even think about eating pig food. And one day he just got up and ate the pig food. And I cried like a big baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like caregiving, like, when
it
you're,
is. And, and that's the first one that I've had to actually do that with at that point. And it was, yeah,
yeah,
I don't want to say it was the hardest thing I've done, but it was the most gratifying that I did.
yeah, yeah. Well, just to
'Cause
get through get through that and to help an animal that needs you and to see them to the other side.
yeah,
Um,
and he's still with us to this day. He's 15 now. He does have a broken hoof, so they can't do surgery on him. So he is a permanent resident of our garage, but he does have access to outside in the backyard that he has. But in the wintertime, he doesn't want to go outside anyways.
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what as well is the biggest like misconception that you think people have about pigs and getting pigs as pets?
Well, one, people always say, "Oh, I want a really, really, really tiny one. I want a teacup pig," and it's like, then you better go get a guinea pig because there's no such thing. A lot of breeders do it for the money and they'll bring in two smaller pigs that are still younger and say, oh, yeah, this is the parents and this is how small they're going to stay. Or they'll tell you only feed them this much and they'll stay small forever, which if you only give them like a half a cup in the morning and half a cup at night, they're going to stay tiny, but they'll be sick. Um, and they lie about it a lot.
Yeah, breeders. Yeah.
Yeah. I call them greeters because they're
Breed-
greedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is it is. It's about the money.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else you'd like to say about that? Like what any other like misconceptions? I mean that is the biggest one, but do you have any
Well,
other?
they're social animals. They're very clean animals. They won't go to the bathroom near their food unless they're in a very, very small area, then they don't have a choice, right? But they are very social. They love people. They love toys. Um, they can learn tricks. When I got my second pig, my third pig, Penny, she was 4.5 months old, never really handled by anybody. I taught her 10 tricks within 2 weeks because she was an inside pig. Um, and she loved going for walks. You can train him to go for a walk. You can train him to do anything like a dog.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've heard people say like that they have the intelligence of like a 3-year-old child, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't stop growing until they're 5. But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Um, do they also, I've, someone told me too, and just from volunteering at some sanctuaries, that the pigs, when they're happy, they
They
have like
wag their tails.
smell. Is that?
Some do, yeah. I mean, I haven't found any with all the ones that I've had, but I've been told they do.
Yeah, okay. Well, these ones did. These were rescued pigs, and they had this maple syrup smell, and the woman
Yeah.
said, like, that means they're happy, like they're happy, or yeah. Is
Yeah.
that what you were
Well,
going
they wag their tails too when they're happy.
to wag their tails? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And then sometimes if they have long mohawks, their mohawk will go up too if they're happy.
Okay,
And they
nice.
love belly rubs ttoo.
Yeah. They are such like gentle animals. I mean, like, they're so big, they could really do some damage.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure there's some that aren't. There's sure there's some that are.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah. Um, yeah, like dogs for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say is like one of the most urgent needs for your sanctuary right now?
Donations, because donations have been down probably $15,000 this year. Because we've had lots of vet bills. Straw, we need straw. Well, I think we might have enough for the winter. But vet bills, because I have 2 pigs that are on medication and just money so we can keep going with the feed too. Because the feed costs me almost $1,400 a month.
You also accept like sponsors for animals as well.
Yes. Yeah, they can sponsor the animals. They'll get pictures, a letter from where they came from, or if they can just sponsor the whole sanctuary. And we are give out tax receipts too.
Okay, yeah, cool. So like yeah, like the reason I wanted to do this too, like reason when I started my business, I knew that I wanted to have like a donate a portion of my sales to animal sanctuaries because I thought if people are paying for you know, services like that to help their own health, that you know, I wanted that to have a bigger impact and help animals as
Yeah,
well. But it is so important that you have like ongoing support, you know, not just the occasional, because like at times like this, when
yeah,
you need to have like, you know, a backlog of funds to pull from when
yeah,
donations are down, because things are always coming up,
yeah.
right? So as far as being like plant-based and vegan, like how have you seen or when you look at the animals, or like how has that changed how you view our food choices?
Well, to me, seeing an animal is an individual, not a product. It changes everything. When you spend time with them, you'll notice the personalities, preferences, friendships. Sometimes they're scared. Like I do have a few that are still scared. Um, the joy that they get when you do go in there to visit with them, they love to get petted. Um, to me, a pig isn't pork. They're just curious and they're affectionate. A rooster to me, because I do have a rooster, even though he wakes me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, he's very protective. When we first got him, he was very scared and he tried to always attack us because he didn't understand, right? And he was just a baby. But
Yeah.
now he's fine, right? Um, and my duck, she's kind of old, so she doesn't really like people right now because she came from a bad situation. But she loves it when we give her her pond or her treats, and they're not just food to me anymore. They're my companions. If I
Yeah.
if I get a sick one, they come in the house.
Yeah. They really do like have their own personalities. I mean,
Oh,
just
they
like
do.
pets.
Um,
We don't eat our
little
pets.
pen, yeah. Little Penny, she dislocated her hoof over the winter, so we brought her in the house because I didn't have anywhere else to put her because there was already a pig in the garage. She wouldn't go on a pee pad, like to go to the bathroom on the pee pad. She wouldn't pee anywhere in the house. We had to carry her down the stairs, so she would go pee on the grass. Like
Oh,
that's just, yeah, pretty funny little girl she was, or
maybe.
she is.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, and also like it's not also about like just it's about reducing your
yeah,
consumption. I mean, like I
exactly.
also don't see animals as food. Like I see animals like that. That's I don't see the products as food. So when we talk about like food choices, that just isn't even on my radar as far
Yeah,
as I just like I don't even know really even how to do that world. So it's
right.
obviously like not needed. So how do you see when people want to eat more plant-based, how important is that? Even if they can't do it perfectly, even if they can't go 100% vegan or they're, you know, not ready to, how do you see that that is still moving forward?
Well, if they're willing to give it a try, like when I first started dating Trevor, he wanted to do it with his ex-girlfriend. She did it for a week and then she stopped. And he was mad about that because he wanted to continue with it. So when him and I got together, I told him, I said, well, this is a vegan household. You don't have a choice here. Right. And he was all for it. And he's happy because it has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Like I used to cook at the university and some of the food back then, it was disgusting,
Yeah.
right? But now it's so much better and there's so many more options too, right? And
Yeah.
that's what, yeah,
Yeah. They've made some really good, like huge strides as far as like plant-based options go now.
yes,
Yeah, there's so many good cooks and everything. Yeah, that's one of the things
yeah,
that I'm trying to like, you know, because I think that when people think of eating like eating vegetables, they think, you know, like, oh, like just steamed vegetables or whatever, but like you can do
yeah,
so many interesting things with vegetables.
yeah.
And
And tofu and everything.
yeah, and as or protein too, I was just talking to somebody today about like, you know, oh yeah, you need to have like, you know, meat for your protein. And I'm like, no, plants have protein. And, you know,
Hmm.
high protein, you can have like a high protein plant-based diet. So um
Exactly.
yeah, people are like figuring that out now. So yeah, even if you can't do it perfectly, you can still yeah, like do what you can, right? Eat more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say to somebody then who's curious about eating more plant-based but intimidated by it?
I would
Or
just tell them just to go to a vegan restaurant and let the chef know, or whoever your waitress is, because they're all friendly at every place that you go. Let them know that you're just trying to get this started and just let them be aware of what you're doing and they'll help.
yeah, yeah, I think too, like you're talking about like a vegan restaurant,
Yeah,
and yeah, they do know a lot too, right? Like
they do.
and they try to make things that will satisfy like whatever kind, like whatever you're used to eating. Like you can have yeah, you can have like seitan instead of like a steak. And
Exactly.
they can make things yeah, with just like magic with spices. I know that
Yep.
you live in Kelowna, so the Naked Cafe there, they are just
Yeah.
like
And Still Foods is in Penticton.
oh, okay, I haven't been to that one to
Oh,
try.
they're amazing too.
Still,
When we did our charity dinner this year, he catered for us and he did vegan Chinese food.
okay.
And probably over half the people that come to my dinners aren't vegan. And this, my one of my friends, her husband, he's a total meat and potato person. Well, he went back for seconds,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
It's
Because you don't, if you weren't told that it was vegan, you probably wouldn't know it was vegan.
yeah, yeah. The V word kind of makes people like,
Scares
you know,
people.
right? But yeah, I know it's nice to see that too. Like
Yeah,
see like people go, "What? This is vegan?" Yeah,
yeah.
awesome. Um okay. All right. So what would you say as for the animals and or for what you do? What keeps you going like when things get really hard, when you have like a really hard day or you know an animal is not well.
I just go out there and snuggle with whoever's sick, or even if I just need a snuggle, I just go out to the garage and see Alfie.
Yeah, because it's got to be like hard sometimes to yeah, yeah, I know because you work as well,
Yep,
so yeah, just the snuggles with the pigs, hey.
yep.
Yeah,
In the summertime, I'll go snuggle with my 900-pound pig too. As long as he's not in his mud puddle, then I'll be fine.
yeah. And how many acres again are you on?
5.
5 acres. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So can I ask you how you deal with, or do you have like natural predators around there? And
We have coyotes, but they don't seem to come down too much because I think they're more scared of the pigs. We did have a bear that lived up in our back 40, but he never comes down. And then we have hawks, of course, but I mean, and owls, but I mean, my rooster and my duck are both in enclosed areas, so nothing can get in there.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's always been a concern to me. Well, I have a little dog too, so I'm always like
Yes.
keeping him out. So
Yeah.
just like yeah, coyotes for sure.
Yep.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you want to tell us about the sanctuary and about the animals or anything that
If people want to start watching on Facebook, or I'm going to try to get it on my website. I do markets every weekend and I make stuff. So I'm going to start getting my website back up again to start selling it online. Like
okay,
all
is
my,
this the things that you make? Like, because you sell t-shirts and
yeah, I do like t-shirts, tumblers, coffee cups, wind spinners, pretty much everything and anything to do with sublimation. And all the money goes right back to the sanctuary.
oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the website for the sanctuary, you have a different website for the stuff that you sell that will be
Well, I did, but I haven't updated it in a year because I went back to work again last year. So I haven't had any time to do it. So I'm going to try to get it back up this year. So it will go on the main website, which is starspigglywigglysanctuary.com.
okay. Okay. Um, all right, cool. All right, so and are you on Facebook, Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, Stars Piggly Wigglies at on Facebook and then Stars Piggly
Stars.
Wiggly.
Yeah. On Instagram.
Okay. All right. I'll put those in the notes for this video. And
Okay.
thank you so much for
Oh, you're
talking.
welcome. Thank you.
It was really nice to see you again too.
Yes.